Cody Allen, all night tonight, on tour backstage with Blake Shelton on the Friends and Heroes tour. And on this tour, Blake is bringing along one of his very best friends, I feel, Trace Atkins. I love Trace. I mean, he's a nice guy, but he's a little bit grumpy.
Oh, my God, a little. He is an angry. Every day it's like, hey, can I talk to you yet, or do I need to set my alarm and wait for you to get in a good mood? Shut up, man.
So how'd you convince him to come back out on tour with you?
Money. Had to give him a crap load of money to come back out here. But, yeah, I remember the first time when I asked him to come out, which was last year when he came out on tour with me, and I was trying to pitch him the idea of what I wanted to do because we have Hillbilly Bone together. And I said, and then you can do your own songs. And I said, you know how Uncle Cracker would come out during Kenny Chesney's shows? And there was like a long pause there after I said that, and he goes, well, I guess I'll be your Uncle Cracker.
I love it.
Yeah, that could have gone either way, by the way. Right. He could have hung up on me for that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Blake Shelton, and still to come, we'll talk about new music, Gwen, of course, new movie, and The Voice. Lots more with Blake. Straight ahead. Stay with us. It's like Cody Allen, right here from CMT. Blake Shelton, my guest. He's back as a coach on The Voice. And how has The Voice affected your new music? I know you got new stuff coming, so.
Well, The Voice has definitely affected my music. Mostly, I think, the timing of it, because we have to kind of work around that schedule, you know. But I think we've done an okay job of trying to manage that. You know, I definitely have felt rushed a few times with some records in the past, and sometimes you try to justify if one album doesn't do as good as another one, and then at the end of the day you decide that just wasn't that good of an album. And so this time around I'm hoping by spring we'll have some new music out there.
Soon.
Yeah, it is soon, and we've been working on it for a little while now, so just taking my time though, as much as makes sense though. You know, I always say that, I hear artists say it all the time, I was taking my time or whatever, but the truth is, it's just when it feels right, you'll do it, you know, but you'd always feel the clock ticking, you know, there's no way around it.
Can't wait to hear it. Spring almost here, and more with Blake Shelton. Still to come. Chatting backstage with Blake Shelton here, his Friends and Heroes tour happening. And in the meantime, he's also doing a movie, Ugly Dolls, coming out soon. And this is his second animated movie after Angry Birds. So what's it like getting in the studio and sort of playing a character that's, not you?
Angry Birds was a lot easier because I didn't really have that much of a part. You know, that we had the part, the concert, which all I had to do was make a record, and then they animated around that, you know. And then I had a few yee-haws and things in there, a few lines, but with Ugly Dolls, wow, you know, you're really going in there trying to match up your words with the character, and then there's several reasons to get the right personality, and I'm not an actor at all. That's the one thing where it's like, God, you got to work with me, guys. I'm a country singer, so. But now looking back and seeing some of it, they've been able to send some footage and show, here's how it's turning out. It's really exciting. I'm pumped to go see it.
By the way, Blake plays the mayor of Uglyville. Kind of ironic since he was recently the sexiest man alive, now the mayor of Uglyville. Anyway, stick around. More Blake Shelton coming up. My guest backstage tonight from the Friends and Heroes tour, Blake Shelton. Recently, Jane Fonda was on Ellen and was asked who she would like to do a love scene with, and she named you. Check out the clip right here.
Person you'd like to do a love scene with?
Liam Neeson.
Or Blake Shelton?
You know what's funny is my mom sent me that. She watches Ellen every day, and she's like, "Oh my God, did you see this?" And it's funny. She's had sweet things to say about Gwen and I, you know, in the past. But you know, the love scene thing. I mentioned a while ago that I'm not an actor. Mm-hmm. But I may take some acting lessons, you know, just so I can say that I had a love scene with Jane Fonda.
I mean,
She's up for it.
Yeah.
That's very flattering. I love you, Jane. Thank you.
CMT After Midnight will return.
Cody here, backstage with Blake Shelton. Thanks for having us on. We are on the Friends and Heroes tour, and I wanted to talk to you real quick about your pal, Luke Bryan, you're on The Voice, of course. He's on American Idol.
I thought they canceled American Idol, didn't they? They canceled it, but then it came back with with lesser, with Luke. So the other two guys are awesome. But yeah, it's funny. Luke and I have had this crazy run, kind of simultaneously with our careers, and it's been fun. And he had called me months before, I guess, they announced that he was going to be one of the judges, and I think he was still in negotiations with ABC over that. And I didn't give him a ton of advice, but I told him to make them bleed money for him, because I know now how those things work, and so hopefully he did, and I'm happy for him. I mean, as popular as Luke already is and was, I know the power of television, and it can only take your career up to the next level musically, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping that happens with me eventually.
So you're following.
Alan, looking forward to Blake Shelton's new album. He says he's got stuff coming. First a single, hopefully in the spring, says Blake. I wonder if the voice has helped him in sort of the creation process. Backstage on the Friends and Heroes tour, here's what Blake told me.
Maybe so. I don't think there's... Of course, I pull stuff that I've learned from the voice, because you can't help it. After 16 seasons of doing that show and hearing so much different music and meeting so many different artists and seeing how they do it, and of course that eventually manifests itself in ways with what I do. For sure.
All right, so Blake Shelton here on the radio with me, and in a couple of weeks on Hot 20 Countdown, the entire interview rolls on CMT, so watch for that. All right, more to come.